The internet remembers everything, every abandoned page, every forgotten forum, every file uploaded and never deleted. But sometimes remembering isn't the same as understanding. There are places online that exist without explanation, communities that operate in silence, threads that continue updating long after their creators have disappeared. We tell ourselves the internet is just code, servers, data, but every now and then someone finds something that doesn't quite fit that explanation, and they're left with a question they can't answer. Who's on the other side? To this day, no one knows who created the file, what the numbers meant, or how it was able to modify itself remotely. And no one has ever identified the person or system that posted that final message. In late 2022, a user on an obscure tech forum reported something they couldn't explain. They had been browsing an old image board, one of the smaller, semi-abandoned ones that still exist in forgotten corners of the web. Most of the posts were years old. Spam, broken image links, the usual decay of a dying community. But one thread was different. It had been created in 2016. The original post was a single sentence: "I'll leave this here." Below it was a link to a text file hosted on an external server. The user clicked it out of curiosity. The file was a plain .txt document. No formatting, just a list of numbers. At first, they assumed it was corrupted data, something left behind by a failed upload. But when they opened it again the next day, the file had changed. New numbers had been added. The timestamp on the file showed it had been modified overnight. The user began monitoring the file. Every day, new data appeared. Always numbers, sometimes coordinates, sometimes what appeared to be encoded messages. They tried tracing the server. It was hosted overseas, registered to a defunct company. No contact information, no administrative access. They posted about it on several forums, asking if anyone could decode the data. A few users attempted to analyze the numbers. One claimed they found a pattern, repeating sequences that corresponded to dates. Another believed the coordinates pointed to locations in Eastern Europe, but no one could agree on what the file actually was. Then, something changed. One night, the file updated with a new line, not numbers, but text. It read, "Stop checking." The user who had discovered the file never posted again. Others tried accessing the file after that. Some reported it had been deleted. Others said it still existed, but was now empty. A few claimed the file was still updating, but with different content than before. New threads continue to appear. One every few days. Same format, same flat tone, same precise coordinates. And no one knows what happens at those locations or who might be watching. In 2021, a cybersecurity researcher was conducting a routine scan of abandoned domains when she came across something unusual. A forum hosted on an expired domain that had somehow remained active. The site had no homepage, no welcome message, just a list of threads stretching back over a decade. The oldest post was dated 2008. What made the forum strange wasn't its age, it was its structure. Every thread was started by a different username, but none of the accounts had profiles. No avatars, no post histories, no registration dates, and every thread followed the same format. A single post, always exactly 200 words, always written in the same flat clinical tone. The posts described locations, not famous places, ordinary ones. A bus stop in a small town, a parking garage in an unnamed city, a bench near a lake. Each post included precise coordinates and a time, nothing else. The researcher assumed it was an ARG, an alternate reality game, a creative project meant to simulate something mysterious. But when she ran the coordinates through mapping software, she found something that unsettled her. The locations were real, and they were specific. One set of coordinates pointed to a residential driveway, another to a hospital entrance, a third to a playground. She began cross-referencing the timestamps with local news archives, and she found matches. Small incidents, a car break-in, a person collapsing in public, a child reported missing for 2 hours before being found nearby. Each event had occurred within minutes of the time listed in the corresponding forum post. The researcher contacted the domain registrar, the hosting company, even law enforcement. No one could explain who was running the forum or why. The domain had been registered anonymously. The hosting was paid through an untraceable cryptocurrency wallet, and the server logs showed no IP addresses, only encrypted traffic routed through a chain of proxies. The forum is still online today. They created a new account and tried to post again. This time, the forum link no longer worked. The site was gone. No archive, no cached version, no trace. To this day, no one has been able to locate the forum again, and the original user never posted from any account after that night. In March of 2019, a Reddit user named throwaway_4418 posted a thread in a small subreddit dedicated to obscure internet mysteries. The title was simple: "Found a forum that shouldn't exist." The post described how the user had been searching for old Web 1.0 sites, the kind that haven't been updated since the early 2000s. Broken links, abandoned guestbooks, forgotten personal pages. It was a hobby, a way to explore the internet's forgotten past. But one night, a search query returned something unusual. A forum. No name, no description, just a plain white page with a single login box. The user tried registering. The forum accepted a username and password, but no email verification was required. No CAPTCHA, nothing. Once inside, the forum appeared empty at first. A handful of subforums with generic titles, general, discussion, archives, no posts, no users online. But then, the user clicked on archives. Inside were thousands of threads, all locked, all posted by the same account. Admin. The threads contain nothing but timestamps, no text, no images, just dates and times formatted down to the second. At first, the user assumed it was some kind of automated logging system. A bot? Maybe. A failed project someone had abandoned. But then they noticed something. The timestamps weren't random. They followed a pattern. Each one corresponded to a real-world event: news stories, public incidents, missing persons reports. The user cross-referenced a few and found exact matches. One timestamp corresponded to a house fire in Ohio. Another matched the exact time a hiker was reported missing in Colorado. A third aligned with a traffic accident in Germany. The user posted screenshots to Reddit, asking if anyone could explain what they were looking at. Within an hour, the thread was removed, not deleted by the user, removed by moderators, with no explanation. The user's account was suspended shortly after. The internet is vast, incomprehensibly vast, and buried beneath the surface, past the social media feeds and news sites, are corners of the web that operate by different rules. Forums that have existed for years with almost no activity. Communities that seem abandoned, yet somehow remain online. Today, we're looking at 3 disturbing forum discoveries made by ordinary internet users. People who were simply browsing, searching, or clicking through old links until they found something that didn't make sense. These are their stories. There are places on the internet that don't appear in search results. Forums with no listed moderators. Threads where users post once and never return. Communities that seem to exist for no clear purpose until you look closer. Most people scroll past without noticing, but every now and then, someone stumbles into something they weren't meant to find, and what they discover raises questions that never get answered.